Hello, universe. Kat here. Today I am accepting the Masterpiece Message Challenge. It is the first day of a 5-day challenge. Today I'm going to tell you about a pivotal moment in my life and how it changed me and affected what I do with my life and in my business. So 3 years ago, I had the great opportunity to be going out to the Everglades. A good friend of mine was having a get-together. Some people were getting married. Near the end of the evening, somebody came and I met them. They made a real impact in my life. He was very sad. I could just feel it coming off of him. There was just some things that were really bothering him. I talked to him for, 5-10 minutes that night. I took this great picture. And since I make jewelry, and when I do make them, I put energy into the piece so people can wear them, and it can be a implement for transformation in their lives. So after we had talked and we met, we had a really nice night. And at the end of the evening, I saw him on his motorcycle, and as he was leaving, I thought to call out his name. I'm pretty loud, and he probably would have heard me and stopped, and I could have said goodnight, and it was nice to meet him. But I thought, I've got his communication. I can get I got his 411. I can get a hold of him, and I let him go. So fast forward a couple weeks, we had done some messaging on Facebook and just, hi, how are you doing? And I made him the bracelet. I just felt very, very, very strongly to make him this bracelet. And I never really told him this. I just always wanted to just say, hey, let's get together and just chill, and then, present him with it. So the next day, one day, I really was feeling very, very strongly about that. And I was like, okay, well, tomorrow I'll take care of it. It was really late, and I just didn't want to do it. So the next morning I wake up, and I get a call from my friend who was having the party. And she tells me that my friend had committed suicide. And I just was like at a loss for words. I had never, ever had anybody commit suicide. And for him to have done it, having felt what I felt from him and having made the bracelet, it was even more of a harder impact for me, being an empathic person. I felt really guilty about the situation, like I didn't do enough, and why did I ignore, what was going on, ignoring, in some sense, who I was. At that point in my life, I had been home with my daughter for like 14 years, and I was getting ready to find a new job. I was stressed about that. I was very heavy at the time, very unhappy in some situations, just angry generally, but with a positive personality in the core. So it was a very frustrating time for me. So eventually what ended up happening is at his funeral, I gave him the bracelet. Unfortunately, it was on his heart in his coffin. And this was a very surreal moment, because I had thought about all these expectations and perceptions of a friendship. I got along with a lot of his friends, and my other friend had known him for a while, so that would be common for our paths to cross and, have some experiences together. And so all that was all gone, and I was meeting all his friends at his funeral, and that seemed very, very screwed up at the time. So what I ended up doing, because of my situation and where I was, I just went down this rabbit hole. I tried to understand where it was that he was coming from, and have some perspective of his life. I kind of hung out at the bar he was. I was drinking too much. It just was not a good time for me. I felt very, very guilty about the situation too, and I had to deal with that. So what I decided to do is I learned in my brain that I would just have this negative mental dialogue about how it was my fault, or I didn't do enough, or in general things within my life. And I noticed that it would just go down and down and down, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It was just like a never-ending cycle. And one day I said, this is just enough. I'm done beating myself up. There's a way that you can do this and make it more positive, and also, improve yourself and others. From that point on, I had started losing weight. I was about 222 pounds at the time. I'm currently right now like 159, and I'm going to go down a little bit farther. I started doing that, and the biggest, most significant thing I did after getting a job, which was just crazy after 15 years and super stressful, which was very beneficial in the end because of who I work with and how I get to meet younger people and understand them. But after this period of time, I realized in my brain that I needed to stop the cycle of this negativity. I hear when other people talk that they do the same thing. You start talking about this, and before it's all over, you got 50 million problems. And what I learned to do was stop that. And it's a very recognizable pattern, when you do it. And you do it as you start thinking about good things, positive things, whatever, the kitten you saw video on Facebook in the morning, or the fact that you had hot water this morning first you got into the shower. There may be a ton of really negative things in your life, but there are surely as many positive things that you just are not paying attention to that are in need of appreciation for them to grow more and get rid of the more negative things in your life. So having learned this for a while, I now have been able to, at work, use it more of a testing field for how I deal with people and situations. Because at the place that I work, it's retail in the mall, and we get a lot of people, tourists, wide variety of all ages, from young kids, babies. They run in the mall all the time, and they run in the store like, hey, what's up? And older people, the grandmother of the owner of the store comes in all the time, and she is in her 90s. So it's a wide range of product and things. And I've had the good experience of being able to talk to people and using and understanding now that I do have this feeling, these empathetic, whole reverse, right? It's kind of weird. I have these feelings, and I'm owning them, and I'm learning how to talk to people and listen to them and hear what they say and try to understand from where they're talking about their perspective and learn from them. And it's been very, very valuable. And so now I'm in the point in my life where this pivotal moment has made me much more appreciative of all the things that I have. So the jewelry that I do make is coming out very energy-filled, positive, and I've given many of these to co-workers at work. I got to know them very well, and so one of them is a "What Would Cat Do" bracelet that is a reminder for a friend of mine, sometimes who lets negative thoughts get in their way. Some of the other ones are just talismans to help them chase away some of the negative things, and a reminder within themselves, hopefully to plant a tree that it will grow and be watered with positive thoughts. So this is what I put into the jewelry. But now I found that I really have a knack for talking to people and trying to help them out. And I have a wide variety of personalities, I would say, that I get along with, from young children, because I volunteer, again, to the, the older, the octagonal, I don't know, the 80s crowd and above. So now I'm at a point where I am going forward and using this, and I'm using this challenge as my first day, and inviting you to join me and to watch what's going on. We're all going to do it. There's a bunch of us in the Love Society, and I'm super excited to pay it forward and to learn about myself and put out this masterpiece message that I am starting. I'm so excited, and I hope you join me on my journey. And in the end, I had wrote some notes down here, and I wanted to say what this pivotal moment had done with me, for me. I built a solid foundation. Before I had a foundation, it was good, but it wasn't good enough. And when this came down, it came down crumbling hard and kind of disintegrated a lot of things. And I think that was a very powerful message for me. And I learned and I built a better foundation that now when life happens and some things are gonna knock me down, the foundation's not gonna crumble to the core. I'm going to build up faster and better. And the other thing that I did absolutely learn is that there is great growth in pain. It's how you deal with the pain. Even positive people have negative days, bad days. It's just how they don't let those thoughts control them. And so if you are accepting that pain is going to happen in your life, and it is something that you can learn from and take from and then find joy and peace from, then you can have a much easier experience, I guess, within your life. of how you deal with a lot of the things that are going on in the world. It's just how you mentally process it. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to what I had to say, and I am enjoying everybody else's videos and super excited to see the journey that we take together. So for this time, cat out, day 2, or my unique attributes. There are many. There's some that are crazy. So we're going to see what comes out. Much love, everybody.